I apologize. My name is Vivek. I will be your MC for tonight. Give it up for me. Yeah. Yes. All right. We are going to acknowledge a few people who are here today, and really this is just an excuse to get you all warmed up for applauding and clapping. Does that sound good? Yeah. I said, does that sound good? All right. Here's who we're going to acknowledge first and foremost, the poets in the room. Give it up for the poets in the room. And here's what I want you to do for all of these folks now. Look around as you're applauding. Make eye contact with a stranger. Give them a round of applause for being here. So we're going to applaud the artists in the room, the organizers, the educators, the parents, friends. Give it up for the Bay Area in the room. All right, cool. B plus on the applause. We're going to get there. We'll work on it. I also want to acknowledge some of the staff that is here. We have our amazing host, Vanya, here. Give it up for Vanya, everyone. We got the outstanding DJ Black Woman on the ones and twos. Give it up for our front of house staff, our production squad. Give it up for Spokes for putting this all together. And how about this venue, the San Francisco Public Library? How beautiful is this? How lucky are we? How lucky are we? This is an amazing space. We're so excited. Just by round of applause, how many of you have never been to a Youth Speaks Poetry Slam event in the past? Round of applause. Let's go. Welcome. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I really appreciate those of you who raised your hands. Very polite. I love it, but here we need some noise. We're going to need noise. I'm going to tell you what kind of noise we need. Give it up if you've been to a Youth Speaks event in the past. Yeah, just like that. All right, cool. So that's, we are welcoming everyone here. Thank you so much for being here. This is exciting. Before we go further, we do have to do some acknowledgments. We're going to start with a land acknowledgement. I'm going to read this out because I want to make sure we get all the wording right here. This is from the San Francisco Arts Commission. As the indigenous stewards of this land and in accordance with their traditions, the Ramaytush Ohlone have never ceded, lost, nor forgotten their responsibilities as the caretaker of this place, as well as for all the peoples who reside in their traditional territory. As guests, we recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland. We wish to pay our respects by acknowledging the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush community and by affirming their sovereign rights as First Peoples. Yeah, okay. We also recognize that stolen labor is at the foundation of this nation and its vast and inequitable wealth. We recognize the power, resilience, and resistance of all enslaved African people whose labor built a nation that refused to recognize them as human. We recognize that our economy continues to rely on the exploited labor of incarcerated people. We acknowledge the debt owed, but beyond acknowledgement, we mourn the lives exploited and the lives lost. Beyond our mourning, we commit to fight and resist white supremacy wherever it appears. And lastly, at a time when federal powers are increasing racist systemic practices targeting immigrant communities, we want to emphasize the importance of protecting and supporting our community members. We affirm that this is a space whose priority is to make sure all attendees feel supported, protected, and educated on their rights. The power of sanctuary lies in community, and our community here at Youth Speaks affirms that migration is a human right. Yeah. Okay, all right. So we're here for the Teen Poetry Slam semifinals bout. If you're here for the public health meeting, that's tomorrow. Chris just told me that's happening tomorrow in this space. It's going to be a lot less exciting than this one. So We're here for the Teen Poetry Slam semifinals bout. This is a tradition started by Youth Speaks in 1996. 1996 in the late 1900s, y'all. You know what that means? Do some quick math. I know we got poets in the room, but we can do math too. What does that make this? Our which year? 30 years. Give it up for Youth Speaks. 30 years. So to tell us a little bit more about how the slam works, I'm going to kick it over to a Youth Speaks program manager, our host, Vanya. Give it up for Vanya, everyone.
Hi, hello. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Can we have another lovely round of applause for our MC? Okay, so I have the great honor of introducing our judges for tonight, and I will introduce them from right to left. So starting at this corner of the table, we have Lupita Perez, pronouns she, her. She is representing Sacramento, and one thing bringing her hope right now is loving deeply that leads her to speak loudly and speak often. Clap it up for Lupita. Thank you. We also have Bree Young, pronouns she, her, and she is representing Oakland. One thing, hey, give it up for Oakland. One thing bringing her hope right now is young people. She says, keep dreaming and believing in the future you deserve. She's fighting here with us. Give it up for Bree. Next, we have the incredible Aisha Ray McCullough, pronouns she, her. She is repping all of San Francisco, and one thing bringing her hope right now is that she's learning new things every day. Thank you for being here, Aisha. Next, we have Jade Han, pronouns she, they. She is repping Chicago, and one thing bringing her hope right now is spring, the season of growth and new beginnings. Give it up for Jade and for spring. And last but not least, we have Kiran Gupta, pronouns he, him. He is representing San Francisco. And one thing bringing him hope right now is the good weather, good vibes, and the youth showing out today. Give it up for all of our judges. Yes, two of our judges are also the Youth Poet Laureates of San Francisco. We have Kiran and Aisha. Give it up for them one more time, please. Beautiful. So our judges have the really impossible task of scoring these poets. We know that we are not here for the points, but the poems. But we are here for a poetry slam. So for those who don't know what a poetry slam it is a competitive poetry event. We're here to provide a platform to celebrate some of the most incredible and urgent young voices in the Bay Area. Our judges will score poems on a scale from 1 to 10. Low and high scores are dropped. 3 middle are added together for a max total of 30 points. In an effort to de-emphasize the scores and better censor the voices and stories of our participants, we are not announcing scores aloud, so scores will be silent. Our top scoring poets will advance to the TPS finals on April 24th at Brava Theater. Make sure you're there. And top scoring poets from finals are offered a spot on the Brave New Voices poetry team that represents the Bay Area this summer here in 2026. So let's hope that our home team, can show everyone how the Bay handles business, okay? All right, thank y'all. I'll kick it back to my MC.
Keep it going for Vanya, everyone. Keep it going for Vanya. I have here in my notes, pick up anything your host may have missed. You missed nothing. You nailed it. Good job. Good job. Great work. So we are going to do kind of a general trigger warning here. Some of the poets might give their own trigger warnings, but just want to let you know what resources we have available. We want to acknowledge that the words of our young folks are powerful. Poets are going to get on this mic today, and they're going to speak their truth. This may include topics that might physically or emotionally activate folks in the audience and may cause them to relive traumatic events in their minds and bodies. So this is a collective content and trigger warning. Please do what you need to do in order to take care of your mental and emotional health during the show. We also have support stations run by Hope Reimagined in the Latin Heritage Room. Right when you walk out and you walk past their stairs, you'll see the Latin Heritage Room. They've got an amazing room set up with stations to help people. You have headphones, you've got coloring stations, you can even do your nails. I saw a sign that said nails. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but there's nail polish. That's what that means, there's nail polish. So whatever you need to do to get there. All right, cool. Are we ready? A lot of you have been to poetry slams in the past, so you know how this works, but I just need to do it as a demonstration for the folks for whom this is the first time. We got to show them how Youth Speaks does it. So we want to figure out how we show love. How do we show love when we hear something that really resonates? You can do that. Yeah, snaps is good. Foot banging, let's do that. See what that sounds like. Okay, cool. What else can we do? Let's... I'm sorry, what was that? Do that one more time. Ooh, yeah, let's try. Let's just say I said something particularly delicious, and you're all going to say, So I said it. Go. Okay, good. I like that. Let's get one more. What else we got? What else can we... Okay. You know what? It feels so good when I'm up here and people yelling at me. Do it again. Okay, I see you, poet. We'll also tell you the names. Feel free to shout out their names. Don't interrupt them, but show them love. We encourage it. We want you to do that. With that all said, I want to give you permission to make noise. I want to encourage you to do it. Do it respectfully. Do it at the appropriate time. And if you're not sure, someone else will do it, and you can just join them. Sound good? All right. So now this is where we get wild. This is where we go crazy, because I'm going to ask you the question, and then most people will be like, nah, you can do better than that. Do it again, San Francisco. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to ask you one time, and you're going to bring the roof down. Sound good? Are you all ready for a great show? Yes! Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You're not quite ready, and here's why. Because you haven't seen our calibration poet yet. Ooh, intriguing. What is a calibration poet? Great question, no one. Yeah, the calibration poet is here to get the judges and the audience calibrated. You just need to understand what we're dealing with, who we're listening to, how the judges need to just you don't want if you go first and the judges are like, wait, how do points work? You don't want that. You want them to do that with a calibration. So we have our calibration poet here. Please give a warm Youth Speaks round of applause for our calibration poet from Spokes, V.
Talk me down tonight. I have a heart of wistfulness with a stomach full of clam cravings. Love is embodied in the concave of my breasts and waving peak of my hips. Oh, Venus, may I call you by name tonight. I am in love with myself and the cherry red of my lips, passionate of poetry and too little fabric over prickled skin. I want to claim the lust men have of my curves and alchemize into my old sea foam lover. She who taught me to drink passion from the sun and spit the bitter seeds to the dirt. I choose to walk into the ocean only when I am longing to be held by something reluctant to let go. Venus sprouts her rosebuds from my hands and lower back in the deep sea. She leaves a trail of chapped lip kisses each night. You say she has too much love to give. You do not want me to love myself. Do you know that I am a selfish lover? Too much of anything may be bad for you, yet sunburns do not negate how we need the sun. And oh, old sea foam lover, can we watch the sunset tonight too? Can we eat too much candy and swim too deep into the night until the cold is turning our lips blue? Can we still kiss when our lips are blue? Can we not drink water after? I want to sit in my gluttony, sore lips, tender tongue, aching back left molar. I want the ocean to swallow me whole like a blue whale. I want to sink and not come back up. I want to rush evolution and become part of your ecosystem. I want to breathe underwater. I want to fly and swim simultaneously. I want my stomach to be coated in salt and stardust, and I want that to be filling enough, but I want to keep eating anyways just because it's what we want to do. I want to be greedy. I want you to show me to be too much. Oh, Venus, my old sea foam lover, teach me to grow ever-softening silk rose petals and show me how to love myself tonight.
That is V. Give it up for V. Woo! I too want to be greedy. I want to be greedy. I want to hear 20 more of those kinds of poems. Do you want to do that? All right, here's how it's going to work. We're going to have 10 poets, then we're going to take an intermission, then we'll have 10 more poets, and then we'll select the 10 poets who are going to move on to the next round, to the finals. That's what's going to happen. Our first poet is already here, ready to go. On deck, we've got Jaden, but please give a warm round of applause. Go crazy, go nuts for our first poet, Simi. I am going to give a quick trigger warning for sexual assault. If you'd like to take a moment to step out of the room, please do so right now. Thank you.
Headline reads, Grok AI is undressing
All right, on deck we have Zoe Sullivan, but okay, you can do that too. Zoe Sullivan's coming on deck, but give it up for your next poet. Please welcome to the stage, Jaden.
My mother used to love to play the guitar. She'd pluck the strings with a consideration for them that no one else could ever replicate. And she tells me when I ask that her favorite song was the one from the Titanic, My Heart Will Go On. I cried last night, thinking about how those same hands she used previously to acquire beautiful calluses and draw notes from tuned instruments now call me 100 times when she hears ice is nearby. And she isn't allowed to play the guitar anymore. She's too busy being the mother of an immigrant son. So my mom sits at home, fearful every day I take Bart, and she tells me if ice gets you, just comply. Trust me, I've tried to be what they want. I'm not a criminal. We pay our taxes. I always tip 15%. I'm an upstanding citizen who got scholarships, a straight A's kid. But I realize they don't care who I am. They've decided when they see my skin. It's funny how my mother treated an inanimate object with more consideration than they treat my people. And they'll tell you it's because we're not American, but I'll tell you it's because we're not European. But I don't believe in a flag that hangs in a jailhouse they once forced my father in. The first time my father was detained, it was because he wasn't white enough. So my mom says, don't ever give them a reason. Don't look too long and don't breathe too loud. I was still in my mother's stomach when he got detained. Prior to this, I'd only listened to the strums of her guitar and the hum of her voice, but that day, I saw his eyes behind bars through the placenta, and I sang songs of freedom through her mouth. Ice drives by, and whatever American pride I try to feign on is illegitimate. They see my eyes, and their guns aren't holstered for me like they are for my white friends. And I don't want to be American enough for a government that doesn't acknowledge my existence. I just want to be American enough to stop having my mom sit by the phone all day waiting for a call she's afraid she'll get. That they caught me, or worse, killed me. I don't want to be in jail, but more than that, I don't want to have to look her in the eyes when she visits. I don't want her to recall another one of us behind bars, this time me with my father looking in. And we all bleed red. But they try to convince you we bleed different enough to be a threat. They'll tell you we are criminals. And I'll tell you, I just want to hear my mother play My Heart Will Go On again before I'm deported or dead.
Please keep it going for Jaden. All right, on deck we've got Dawn. Dawn on deck. But coming up to the stage, please welcome Zoe Sullivan.
I wish there was a way to say I love you, but not a romance. I love you like best friends, held hands, our secrets, our stories. I love you like the last day of 3rd grade when we became best friends, shoving cupcakes in our mouths. We were gods, silly story, paradise. We found a fallen log, light filtered through the leaves. It was like a secret hideout, except for the gnats. You hated bugs, but to me they looked like little golden fairies. We were fairies in the 1st grade. We fought monsters. Your monsters were too big for me to understand. It felt like a fairy tale. But fairy tales don't end in blood and sirens. You jumped off of highway bridges. Fairy tales don't end in earth-shattering text messages and heartbreak. Maybe it was the universe against you. At least I got to see you again. But it wasn't supposed to be like this when you have 12 fractures, 3 breaks, and a hip replacement. Greasy hair, listening to my mom talk about you like you're insane. And I want to tell you, I love you, I'm sorry, please don't hurt yourself like this. Why did this happen? Why did you do this? Why can't I fix it? Instead, I say hi, and we talk about nothing for 2 hours. Last thing I say, see you tomorrow. Why did you do this? Was there anything I could have done? Anything at all? No, and maybe that's worse. Why did you resort to this nightmare? You always liked horror while I was a fantasy fanatic. Maybe that's why I thought this was a fairy tale. You were so much braver than me, or maybe hurting worse. Maybe brave was what it took to make you jump. I remember you and me watching nightmarish videos and thinking, I'm getting sick of this horror story now, but I won't admit it. And I'm getting sick from watching you suffer, but I can't say that. And I never do because I never see you again. Barred from entry by a nurse who tells me only the ones who made you bleed, the ones who share your blood, are permitted to enter. No friends allowed, new policy that wasn't there yesterday. So I leave without protest because maybe you told her not to let me in. Why did I break my promise to you so easily? I keep my promises. Like how I promised to never ever hurt myself when I was 9, but I promised to be your best friend forever when I was 9, and I promised to never ever think about killing myself. But I promised to write you a second letter. I promised, only I didn't. I texted you, but you never texted back next month, and then it was too late. What was I doing? It's always too late. I watch people fall apart from a distance, and I promised myself never again would I watch a friend fall apart slowly. Only, who am I to keep my promises? And I hate me for it, which is stupid. I know it's stupid, and that's why I started saying I was stupid, because being a pathetic excuse is an excuse to break a promise. I could have kept it. I could have said, I love you, I'm sorry, please don't hurt yourself, but I didn't know the right words, except maybe, I love you, I'm sorry, were the right words after all.
Keep it going for Zoe Sullivan, everyone. That's Zoe. All right, on deck, we have Beckett. Beckett on deck. Now get excited for our next poet. Please welcome to the stage, Dawn.
It's not that deep. That's what we say, right? It's not that deep. He cheated. Girl, it's not that deep. You got exposed on the gram. Man, it ain't that deep. Teenage pregnancy, bro, it's not that deep. We the nonchalant generation. They end up carrying guns like gods, but can't carry a conversation. We call a girl fine shit like that's a compliment. Call the homegirl tea and hope to hear her clock it. Say to our boss, yes, I understand, I'll take care of that right away. And wait for approval like it's oxygen. We call a boy my nigga like that's respect. Call our girlfriends my bitch like ownership equals loyalty. We normalize this shit and rename it culture. At 13, I put on the ski mask like I filled the void, glue on the lashes I seen on the girl with prettier eyes than me. And remember, comparison starts early when beauty becomes currency. 15, slide into the Nike tech so they don't call me a bum. Blink with my pretty eyes so maybe they notice. Add on the crossbody bag so maybe they assume I have a Glock 42 or some. Throw on the Bape hoodie so I now look expensive, but the cops still look at me like I'm defenseless, and now I'm a bum in a ski mask. It ain't that deep, though. At 17, I laced up the Air Force One so clean I can see my reflection, hoping those pigs don't make me crease them. I ponder on what is protection. The reflection isn't satisfying. Because I was the 11-year-old girl feeling if I was too fat to fit in those pants. Saw girls sucking in stomachs for beauty standards that are obscene, trying to match the photo on the Instagram feed. I dated the boys, flexing guns before they know what they succumb to, before they know it they'll become or come to, and funerals titled Forever 16, hoping your friends make it past 18 and we still go dumb. Now it's long live XYZ, free the suckers and stop gun violence all in the same bio. Seen us laugh at deportation jokes until it's our cousin, laugh at a bum until it's our brother, and laughed at the homegirl saying for the 100th time, he toxic, but that's my baby. Until that baby grows to see control as love. But that's the vibe, right? It is what it is, no? And I'm in this too. I've said it's not that deep, so I don't feel anything deeper than the mirror shards in my brain cutting my confidence. Been robbed of my innocence before I knew how to spell it. I've watched my generation turn pain into punchlines and thought, at least we're laughing. Laughter didn't stop ICE. Laughter didn't teach boys how to take a life. Laughter didn't teach girls how to defend, scream, and fight the experiment of the system. Still dressed like 16, still protesting with the ski mask you wore at 13 to mask your potential. Still burying potential with clean shoes on. Realize they industrialize our pain, press it, print it, profit the stain. This is psychological, tactical, mechanical. Boys learn ego before empathy. Now masculinity equals weaponry. We'll fight each other instead of policy. We are all the minority. Girls learn insecurity before identity. Remember, beauty becomes currency. They'll compete for validation instead of coalition and solidarity. Nonchalant isn't personality. It's strategy when distraction becomes discipline. Say, it's not that deep. And depth disappears because a numb generation is easier to steer. Not led, steered. It's not that deep. It's always been that deep.
Go for Dawn, everyone. Keep it going for Dawn. What do we tell you? We are witnessing 20 of the best poets in the Bay Area here tonight. That's what's happening. All right, on deck, we've got Sahana on deck. Came back just in time, on deck. All right, but our next poet right here, please give it up for Beckett.
I have never known what it's like to have a brother, but I know that if I had one, I would never be standing as his follower waiting for just an ounce of acceptance. By the time I am walking a stage, scroll in hand, and 2 years after 20, you will not see me walking to a section populated with boys lighter and louder than me, representing Greek letters with a deep chant, hand sign, and cord around their neck. Sitting alone would be better than getting to know people whose only definition of fun is taking any available substance in a filthy house and trying to pick up girls. Connection is not celebrating disgusting achievements in a hotboxed living room. My fear of missing out cannot be so bad that I have to stand in a hot basement, oiled up, half naked, taking orders from dudes probably younger than me just to feel a part of something. Because once I am a part of it, I must hand over my money and forget. I must forget all mental and physical torment because, bro, it's chill. We're all family. Anticipating an initiation would be a repeat. I have already felt like my peers have been pissing on me with my back turned. I have already been the filler human being left to ask what's happening, so I push and push at the weight of condescendence and have become solitary. I'm told that Greek life won't be like all of that. I'm introduced to nice guys and all the tabletop games they play, and I act like that's not just the surface. See, Reddit like to talk about fostering brotherhood, but not breeding future sex offenders. Affiliated students are 300% more likely to commit sexual assault. That is an outrageous number. Outrageous number. You are guaranteed to be or surround yourself with rapists, yet millions continue to affiliate, but I will not join a fraternity. By the time I am on that stage, scroll in hand in 2 years after 20, you will not see me walking to a group of boys I have to call my family, because family is not a word to describe this. Though I have never known what having a brother is like, I know that it would not be countless days spent aiming my cups at others, calling it bonding, constantly trying to match everyone else's high. Seems like chasing, but it is really running away from another relationship. I will not fall victim and be spit out, unable to ever come face to face with another man and hold a meaningful conversation. I will already understand that brotherhood is not a machine. Brotherhood is being able to talk about this with a boy, hoping that we'll become men.
Keep it going for Beckett, everyone. Here's the chillest bro here. All right. On deck, we've got Aylin. On deck is Aylin. Give it up for Aylin. But coming to the stage right now, let's make it loud for Sahana.
An ode to black boy poets. And when I say I hate poetry, niggas, know that I never mean you. And know that I see your poetry as prose, although white women may call them poem raps. I see you as poetry, as the blood you used to write your poems after your pens were confiscated, labeled weapons of mass destruction. I see you as the rose you are, not the concrete you came from. Not once have I seen the flame inside of you as beasts, nor have I seen you as tameable, cageable, black boy poet. Never stop writing. Never stop writing. Never stop writing. You are taught to see yourself as body, that there's no space in this country's schedule for you to write in between their school to prison pipeline, timeline, but you know better than to contort your spirit for systems built by slave owners and run by their protege pigs. Black boy poet, write your way to the White House and paint that shit black with the ink from your pen that turns your hood into homesick memories of community rising from ash before lightning strikes again. In the form of luxury apartments and automated grocery stores, you're from the neighborhoods tucked in their shadows by design. As if capitalism's children can't smell injustice because their windows are closed. Trust me, the smell of menthol and generational pain will slip past any crack in the walls their landlord forgot to patch with white ignorance, and their drywall will rot into white guilt. Black boy poet, paint this country back black with the ink from your pen that wrote your story into group therapy. This country diagnosed black boys with collective schizophrenia from birth. Black boy poet, you are not crazy for hearing your ancestors telling you to run, to fight, to write. Black boy poet, it is not your fault that judges don't associate poetry with your lips. Even if you sleep, breathe, and eat poetry to the point of stanzas being stuck in between each of your teeth, it is not your fault that some of these judges might look like you, that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And I'm sorry that you can't judge a book by its cover or a person by their color, that a woman or a man with a son who looks just like you can slide a knife into your back casually, like you're a casualty. I'm sorry some judges will automatically assume you're rapping when you hit the main stage and call you mainstream. And you know what? You are, because they dumped our bodies down the mainstreams and we turned the sound of our drowning into art. Black boy poet, I hope you hear what I've been saying from the beginning. When I say I hate poetry niggas, I'm talking about Mactivist ChatGPT using a slam ass Tinder as poetry niggas. Never am I talking about my niggas who are poetry. Don't forget who this craft belongs to. They may own the publishing press, but you own the motherfucking book. Wipe them tears with your pages. Don't let yourself be defined by a score or a scowled face, knowing that you write for yourself and for your ancestors 6 feet under, so that makes you forever a perfect 10. Black boy poet. Never stop writing. Never stop writing. Never stop writing. Thank you.
Keep it going for Sahana, everyone. Keep it going for Sahana. All right. On deck, we've got Zosha. On deck, Zosha. But keep it loud for your next poet coming to the stage. Please welcome Aylin.
I am going to start eating through the fucking walls, if only because I can't keep sitting between my mom and the beige striped wallpaper watching my cousins eat. Apparently, they're not bothered by the aftertaste. Like the way garbage smells marinating in the summer heat when two foods mix together in all the wrong directions, and my plate is still empty. It's always empty every time we all go out for dinner, and I'm going to start shoveling the drywall in my mouth, if only because the waiter just keeps staring at me, and my mom sighs as she waves him away because she'd picked the restaurant with the hope that they'd have something I would eat. But unlike my cousins, I didn't grow out of picky eating. Back in elementary school, I still eat chicken, broccoli, and buttered noodles every night for dinner, the way I did when I was still a toddler. When I was 8, my aunt made fun of me for having the gall to still be bloated round the middle, stomach poking out of my t-shirt, flab creasing at my waist. She asked me, if all you ever eat is chicken, then how did you get that? I'm sorry. Would it help if I sucked in a breath to make my stomach smaller, narrow waist and skinny frame? If I was tiny enough to avoid the scrutiny, would it make more sense to you if I looked like the kind of person who barely eats? When I was younger, I could out-eat a full-grown man, but I've since learned that it's easier to pretend I don't have a stomach whatsoever. It doesn't matter where we go because I don't need to eat. Ignore me when the waiter comes. Don't even look in my direction. If I could cannibalize myself to satiate the growling I pretend I don't feel low inside my stomach, could I eventually become so minuscule that no one else will notice me, small enough to contort myself into a cardboard box stamped normal? Could I learn how to squish it all down, tighter, smaller, tighter, until you can pretend I don't exist? I can't hide this not-so-secret flaw of mine. I don't know how to make it palatable for you. Look at it. It is right there on my empty plate, and this shame threatens to devour me, and I am learning that I don't fit inside this body that I've built around my personality. There's only so much flesh that I can lose by starving my body into shape, but if my emaciated frame always broad and lopsided will please you, I will keep doing this to myself until it kills me. Because what am I supposed to be if not a creature designed for your consumption? I don't know how to be anything else, and I am terrified of what might happen if I tried to stop.
Keep it going for Aylin, everyone. Keep it going for Aylin. We have a couple more poets before we get to our intermission. So on deck, we've got Ayana on deck. Ayana, where you at? There you are. Are you ready for your next poet? Don't make me do the thing. Are you ready for your next poet? Please give it up for Zosha, everyone. Zosha.
Sorry, I really have to pee right now. Okay. No, like I have to pee. I should probably just go, right? Okay. Maybe no, it's fine. I should probably just go. I'm not going to. Should I? No, it's fine. Okay. I'm not going to. I run faster, and I'm waiting on myself for something. And you know what? I'm really just a teenager. And I don't actually have to pee. I'm just filled with something so exciting it needs out, so I just keep saying it because it's so propelling, because I've got something to do. And I'm lunging at every bus, power skipping home, mumbling poems under my breath because I've got something to do. Before I was diagnosed as diabetic, I got up 12 times during the night to piss. And I didn't hold it in because I had nothing to do but be tired and dizzy, to eat sweeter and watch the definition of my cheeks grow deeper, still deeper, keep emptying what was already empty, breathing out old air. Draining Clear Lake with a straw, thinking it was regular to want to drain Clear Lake with a straw. I can see my eye through the insulin vial that keeps me alive. I stare through it at her. We're sitting at a table, sitting on our legs. She's 11, flat-chested, righteous and gaunt. She's got school bus yellow Vans, school bus yellow skinny jeans, a school bus yellow shirt, and a school bus yellow cotton mask. You will never guess her favorite color. It's blue, and she doesn't know that thirst can go away. She doesn't know a bladder can be empty. Doesn't know her ribs aren't supposed to be visible. She can't see me through her liquid life. So she gets up, goes to the bathroom, downs a liter of room temp water, and asks me how I get through a full day at school. I tell her I'm not that thirsty, that I've had to go since Vivek introduced himself, but I know I could run a mile right now. And I'll hold it till I run a mile. I'll hold it till I get on stage, because I'm filled with something so exciting it needs out. I'm filled with food and fat and liquid that my body knows how to retain. I'm full from, I want to be tall. I'm filled with, I saw the best minds of your generation. I am poetry. I am metabolism, tired from all the poetry I eat. 11 units of insulin per every 20 lines, sitting at 110 steady, because I dosed for and devoured a full meal of alliteration. And I know how to keep myself fed. I know how to keep myself full. I know how to fill my cheeks till they're big enough to hold my poetry in. I know how to pad my throat when I jut my jaw to say I want to write. I know how to write. I know how to keep myself fed. I know how to keep myself full, and this time I make sure my body knows too. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Keep it going for Zosha, everyone. Keep it going for Zosha. For anyone else who needs to pee, we got one more poet and then intermission, and we can all go. We've got one more poet, then we got a little bit of programming, so don't just jump up and leave as soon as this poet is done. We're gonna just talk a little bit, and then we have an intermission, and then we'll come back and we'll do it all over again. Sound good? All right. Please keep the energy going. Make it loud for your final poet of the first half, Ayana.
I am you, your reflection, your face. I am your mirror, and yet your window. I am your puppet, your mime. Your cries exit my mouth because they echo in yours, yet never create sound. My smile is your silence, and my eyes are filled with your tears. I am your doll. Your Christmas present in 06, 2 lines on a stick and a ring, but that's not what you asked Santa for, is it? Santa can't give a family of four a paycheck that feeds four. Santa can't send you to college. But in August, when you looked at me, wasn't motherhood the greatest gift of all? From your womb, your blood in my veins, I am your baby. And try as you might, but I too cannot escape your fate, woven to you like an ugly stitch, and we both know it'll scar. You can gnaw at it till it bleeds, but that chasm still exists to me. And even should I be gone, every part of the world will mimic my name and breathe my air, but you would rather break me than let me bury our shared guilt. Today is March 27th, exactly 1 year since I got my college acceptance. Your baby accomplished something. I told you I did it for you. I told myself I did it despite you. And even though I applied for English, I can do all the calculations, and you'll always be the common denominator. The voice of reason, the motivation, the antagonist. Pick your hat and pick what parent you'll be when my success is your reflection. I am not your baby anymore. I am not your baby anymore. I'm not your baby anymore. I'm not your baby anymore. And I hope one day you'll look back at that reflection, but sick and twisted, I already know you'll break the glass, because that's just what you do. But don't forget, I'm your mirror. And when my blood from those shards pools at your feet, you'll remember the blood of the covenant runs thicker than the water of the womb. Yet you make my covenant my tomb. Thick with suffocating love, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Maybe my umbilical cord mistook itself for my noose. It bears my name, it bears your face. The water of the womb condemns me, but you don't get to forget I'm not your baby anymore.
Keep it going for Ayana, everyone. That's Ayana. Okay, look, here's the deal. We all make mistakes, and math is hard, so we've only heard from 9 poets. I messed up. We have one more poet, and I'm going to talk for a couple of seconds so they can gather their thoughts. I didn't give them the 3-minute warning. So what do you guys want to talk about? All right, no, we won't do that. The judges are getting the scores together. We have great Youth Speaks programming that I'm supposed to talk about after our next poet, so be excited for that. You good? All right, amazing. Please give it up for your, second final poet of the first half. It's May, everyone. Give it up for May.
I've always felt connected to the earth. It's something about the way the soil feels between my fingers, or the sensation of willow branches caressing my neck. I secretly wake up in a field of sunflowers, lying under the sky, feeling the breeze creep down my back. I want to walk along the boughs of a eucalyptus tree and write poems in the hollow of its trunk. I want the ocean to carry me around its shores at sunset. The poet Rabia once wrote, the sky gave me its heart because it knew mine was not large enough to care for the earth the way it did. And I wonder if a piece of my heart ever touched the sky, because I feel so rooted to this earth. Because some days the sun is so seductive, she makes me want to melt into her being. I wonder what the trees have witnessed, what the soil has tasted, what the leaves have heard. I wonder if water knows it's sacred, or if the sky can feel the wind. I imagine nature believes the price they've paid is far too expensive, understands the conditions they're expected to withstand, because Mother Nature adopted us into this world. She welcomed us with open arms, unaware of the burden she had introduced her to. In the beginning, she combed our hair and let the sun tickle our skin with forgiving heat. She sang us lullabies every night and spoke of galaxies and nebulas and listened to us wish on stars. She let the moon nurse our broken hearts and wash the sorrow from our souls. And how did we thank her? How did we repay her for the kind, gentle hand she drew? We tore her apart. We paved roads along her hips and built cities on our back. Smoke creeped up our mother's throat and we watched it bellow out her mouth. We ran up and down her spine as the oil we mined seeped into her veins and polluted her bloodstream. Installed pipelines and sewer drains in her intestines and let our waste expel into her organs. We think we can manipulate and destroy the force that granted us life, but we stand on this ground unknowing that Mother Nature would take us down with her. Because I know damn well the ocean would swallow us whole if it wanted to. I know the wind would beat us to our dying breath. I imagine that the trees would root us down and let the soil bury us to the earth's core and watch us burn. But nature is much more forgiving than that. They know their power exceeds the limits to human perception, so instead they give us warnings. They gave the sun permission to burn the land we stole, let the ocean wash away our homes and steal our souls. I believe this battle of man versus nature will never end with the winner. We need to rebuild our earth and rub the scars from her land, because I believe we still love our mother, even to our dying breath.
Keep it loud for May, everyone. Loud for May. All right, before we go to intermission, there's a couple of things that I wanted to share with you all. One is just about all of the events that Youth Speaks runs throughout the year. We have after-school workshops that run every Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. The first and third Wednesdays are in Oakland in Chapter 510 and the Department of Make-Believe. Second and fourth Wednesdays are the Youth Speaks office at 265 Shotwell in San Francisco. If you haven't had a chance to visit these spaces, please go check them out. These workshops are a great place to meet other young poets, make friends, enjoy some good snacks and some great vibes. You get to write poems like the poems that you just heard here today. So this semester, the themes of the first Wednesdays in Oakland, The Disruptor, that's a monthly youth zine creation workshop. I'll talk more about these later in the event as well. The second Wednesdays are Chat I Went Viral, a poetry workshop series that examines how digital culture, including TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, have transformed youth expression over the last 30 years. Third Wednesdays, we have Statement Fit, a poetry workshop studying and celebrating intersection of fashion, style, and culture. Fourth Wednesdays is Youth Speaks Wrapped, 30 Years and 30 Tracks, which is a journey of the music that has defined youth culture over the last 30 years. These are amazing workshops put together by Youth Speaks. You can find out all of this information at Youth Speaks on all the socials. You can get updates on programs, events, offerings, all of that fun stuff. So just a huge round of applause for the entire team at Youth Speaks who puts this all together. None of this would be possible without the support. Oh yeah, the light's coming back down because I'm going to keep talking. None of it would be possible without the support of our generous donors. And guess what? Tonight, you have a chance to join the legion of donors that supports Youth Speaks. Can we get that QR code up there? Yeah. So here's the deal. We're celebrating 30 years. We're celebrating 30 years. So we are starting a 30 for 30 campaign. You can give a $30 donation in honor of 30 years of Youth Speaks. Every dollar that we raise makes a lasting impact. It allows us to keep our programs and shows free for our youth and communities, including this event, this amazing event. So our goal today is to raise $6,000. If everyone in this room gives a $30 donation, we will hit it. We'll get $6,000. Or if two people make $3,000 donations each. We could do that. One person wanted to give a $10,000 donation, we'll allow it. It's totally fine. Who said I wasn't good at math? You know, 4 people give $1,500. I could do this all day. 6 people, $1,000. Also, here's what we're going to do. If you give a $30 monthly gift today, if you sign up, you go to that QR code, give a $30 monthly gift, we'll send you a custom Zoom background in honor of 30 years of Youth Speaks. I will tell you, this Zoom background hits hard. It is so cool. Be the envy of your Zoom meetings. Be the topic of conversation. People are going to be like, wait, what is that? And then you get to be the cool person to says, I support the youth. I do it for the kids. If you can't give $30, you can give $15. You can give $10. You can give $5. You cannot give less than $5. The system won't allow it. If you've got cash, though, we'll take it. Youthspeaks.org/support. Youthspeaks.org/support. That is the website you can go to find more contact information, figure out different ways to give. Miranda Ling is here. Miranda, where are you? There's Miranda all the way in the back over there waving. She heads up our fundraising efforts here at Youth Speaks. She's got a QR code. Look at that. She's got a little laminated sheet. We got people all around the room with laminated sheets with QR codes. You're like, that screen's too far away. I want to do this during the intermission with my phone. You can do that. Look, they're just walking down the aisles right now. Yes, and there's a box for cash. If you've got cash, we'll take cash. We'll collect coins, whatever it is. If you can't give, that is totally understandable. We get it. Share on social what you loved about today, and tag Youth Speaks. Please tag us. Send people to youthspeaks.org/support. You can also make a transformative major gift to help Youth Speaks do this work for decades. Come and ask our company sponsor, ask your company to sponsor Brave New Voices. A lot of you are like, I can't give money. You know who has a lot of money? My boss. Yes. Ask your boss to sponsor Brave New Voices. Just feed their ego. But like, imagine the logo that you designed up in bright lights, and they'll be like, yes, I love it. I'll give Youth Speaks $10,000. That's how you do it. If you need support, call us. We'll come and talk to your boss as well. All right, that is it. That's the QR code. Before we end, though, we do have one more ask from you before we get into our intermission. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, but we are going to complete a survey. We're going to ask you to complete a survey. Is there another QR code for the survey coming up? Maybe. Hoping. Yeah, we did it. Here's the other QR code for a survey. It is a short survey. It's not as short as we want it to be. It's a little long, but we really need you to fill it out because it helps us get our grant funding. It's super important for us that you fill it out. Go through it. When you're like, oh, I think that's the last question, there's like one more. Just do it. It's fine. You've got a long intermission. You know what? We'll make the intermission a little bit longer so you can all go and pee. You can greet Zosha in the bathroom. It'll be great. There's the survey link. Please complete that. And then find a donor or find a Youth Speak staff member to talk about our programs. Find a stranger to make a friend with. Find the poets. Thank them for sharing their poetry with us. And encourage those who are coming up for the second half. We'll see you back here in a few minutes. Thank you all so much. We're trying to figure it out. We got it. Hey, everyone, welcome back. All right. I hope you all donated your $6,000 each. If you didn't, we'll stop you on the way out. I think that's what I said, right? 6,000 each? All right, are you all ready for the second half? So we've got Alana on deck, but first, we have our feature performer. Are you all ready for the feature performer? Our feature performer, TOA, or the original artist. Yeah, that's right. That's the right reaction. Oh, shit. Is a Bay Area-based musician and drummer focusing on hip-hop and R&B, and most known for his work with Dwayne Wiggins' Small Stages. Please, go loud, go crazy, go wild for TOA.
I didn't turn my dreams into reality and made them true. In order to make it happen, I had to come brand new. Had to keep pushing and pushing. This ain't come out the blue. Remain humble to myself and most of all, stay true. That's why I'm TOA, the original artist. Okay. I'm just testing y'all to see what y'all vibe is, for real, for real. I didn't turn my dreams into reality and made them true. In order to make it happen, I had to come brand new. Had to keep pushing and pushing. This ain't come out the blue. Remain humble to myself and most of all, stay true. That's why I'm TOA, the original artist. It ain't too many rappers in the game that's keeping it honest. I got so many different talents, but I'm just trying to be modest. I'm one of the best yet, but I don't claim being a... Man, don't give me flowers when I'm gone. Just give it to me when it's due. And it don't cost to show love, so what y'all got to lose? It's like these people sleeping on me. I think they stuck on snooze. I'm one of the best yet, but it's like y'all never got the news. The way I spit, I think I'm starting to get these rappers chills. I'm starting to eat just like they is, but I'm cooking different meals. I'm just grinding in a different way. I think I'm in the field, and I'm just speaking the honest truth, so please don't get in your feels. Let's go. Hey, I got different type of rules, you feel me? This is a poetry slam, but this hip-hop too, you feel me? So I need everybody off their feet. We gonna turn up one time for the one time. You can get up, you can clap, you can dance, you can do whatever you like. Let's go. Look, I said everything I do, I move with intuition. I make my own rules, I ain't talk no constitution. Just make sure you mention me when we talk about evolution, cause we need the realness back in their music. I'm just really here to bring flavor back to I'm the original artist, man, me and them not the same. You know my personality before I get them in a different mother's beats you can't tame. And every time I step up in the booth, I get active. I surprise myself the way the flows be. I be going crazy like Casey Veggie, going backflips. The way I come with bars, it come with different. Feeling like Bobby Brown, I got my own prerogative. Don't want to be around you for everything you do is negative. I'm always true to self, and I try to stay relative. And every single thing that I learn is really for me. Let's go. Hey, let me see y'all rock with me. Hands up, hands up, hands up. Let's go. Hey, you, hey, let's go. And me, hey, let's go. We choose the life that we live. Hey, how y'all feeling, you speaks? Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. It's a lot of love in the building tonight. I was feeling it over here. Y'all was even making me nervous. I was like, ooh, shit. And I ain't even a judge for real, for real. I'm like, oh, damn. I got to get up here and rap after all that. That's crazy. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? It's really hip-hop. And if you know about hip-hop culture, like, we really from the Bay, for real. We get turned. So y'all a little too comfortable in y'all seats. Like, you know, I'm going to need y'all to, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to need y'all to get lit with me. You know what I'm talking about? We like to get turned up. You feel me? But we're going to have a time for that. I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to bring y'all in. I'm going to fill y'all in. But for right now, I just want to introduce myself. Is that okay with y'all? Let's do it. Hey, it's kind of hot up here on this stage. I ain't going to lie to you. Let's go. Look. I said, I remember back in the days, I used to smoke, I used to drink, but it was all just a phase, huh? I was trying to fit in and be that cool kid, but I never really realized what it really did. But I had to stay true to myself. Because to be honest, that was never really the cards I was dealt. Had to be smart and care for my health. Because once someone told me my health is wealth. And so I made a decision that I'm going to do better. And focus on my craft. I know I can do better. And to play drums and rap, I know it's a lot of pressure, but when you doing what you love, a balance can't be measured. And I've been stuck in the middle trying to figure it out. And trying not to think about the times when I doubt me, myself, and I. Yes, I know that I'm killing, but it's hard not to think this way when that's what I'm feeling. Because, y'all, this that new me. Hey, this that new me. Hey, this that new me. Hey, I need a little crowd energy. Go ahead, repeat after me. This that new me. Yeah, this that new me. Yeah, this that new me. Like, God dang, I wish I knew me. Okay, so look, fast forward, I'm at a point where I don't give a fuck. And I'm posting every Saturday, I can't stay tucked. And if I pop up on y'all feed, I'm here to interrupt. Because all I ask for is support. Man, I ain't giving up. I swear I'm grateful for the ones I got around me. Man, so much shit been happening, but it can't. June 2024, I had to move on my own. At age 23, I never thought I'd live on my own. But there's a new journey coming, so I'm trying to come right along. Because honestly, I can't write this right all along. It's like I love writing raps, like I do it as my therapy. But it really ain't no proof. It's like I'm doing this thing allegedly. I'm going to start putting out music because I know there's people out there that believe I can do it. But first, I know I got to believe in myself. And if I put my all into it, man, I know it's going to be felt because, y'all, this that new me. Yeah, this that new me. This that new me. Like, God dang, I wish I knew me. I need a little more energy. This that new me. Yeah, this that new me. Yeah, this that new me. Like, God dang, I wish I knew me. One time, left side, new me, new me, new me. Middle, new me, new me, new me. Right side, new me, new me, new me. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's something I just like to do real quick just to let y'all know the mic really on. You feel me? It's on. It's on. It's on. It's on. 1 second. Hold that, DJ. I really didn't know how it was coming on, but I'm coming on, thinking to myself, man, I can't do this wrong. I had time to write over the weekend, so I'm coming strong. Let me get right in the pocket where I know I belong. Bar by bar, I got to take this shit one at a time, and if I really put my mind to it, I know it'll be fine. And people always ask me what's my sound, man. I tell them mine. Being hard on myself is where I draw the line. I'm always striving to be the best that I could be, always open-minded. Yeah, you know I got to stay free. I'm diving head first on the beat like I'm swimming through sea. It takes time to get a flow, and I totally agree. This wasn't the flow at first, but I'm okay with switching it up. I killed so many beasts that the cannon can't even pick it up. Call me the repair man, the way that I fix it up. It slept on for too long, but now it's time to wake it up. Hopping on many beats, see what I can get into. And every time I play the rap game, I'm making different moves. Internalizing within myself, so I know it's pre-approved. It's me against myself, so I know I never lose. I'm always thinking how I can outsmart the game. I ain't worried about the money, and I ain't worried about the fame. It's the original artist, so I live up to the name. I just got different goals. Me and these, it's not the same. Let's go. Run that. I need everybody up one time. This is my last song. Can I get my boy Tate to come rock with me? Come rock with me, Tate. Let's go. Let's go. Man, I'm tired of being broke. I can't do it no more. All this fake love, nah, I can't do it no more. If you ain't real, my nigga, you can hit the door, got my foot on the gas, and I'm on go. Man, I'm tired of being broke. I can't do it no more. All this fake love, nah, I can't do it no more. If you ain't real, my nigga, you can hit the door, I got my foot on the gas, and I'm on go. I got my foot on the gas. My nigga, no break. Better catch up now. Before it's too late, I'm in my own way, so please stay out my way. I'm going at 100 miles per hour on the highway. Man, I know it came late, came for my pain. I speak for myself, but I'm sure you can say the same. I'm not the richest man, and I ain't ashamed of growing up. I did. How could you blame the person who raised me? That's my sofa talking with the. I I ain't making no threats, man. I ain't with the drama. Shout out to future knowledge. Fuck up some comments. Take my family out the way. Now we eating good. I ain't talking about no Benny Hunters. I'm gonna be that one. Man, I'm tired of being broke, I can't do it no more. I just fake love, nah, I can't do it no more. If you ain't real, you can hit the dog. Got my foot on the gas, and I'm gonna go. Man, I'm tired of being broke, I can't do this no more. I just fake love, nah, I can't do it no more. If you ain't real, you can hit the dog. Got my foot on the... I'm starting to realize there ain't nothing wrong with change, but it seems like people start to hate and turn fake. I just want what I got, trying to eat off my plate, because I'm cooking in the lab and I don't make mistakes. I think they realize I got a vision and a plan, and no more being a boy, I had to grow into a man. You don't understand how you feel what I'm saying, because you stuck in kid mode playing in the... I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to build wealth. If you're not on my level, you can hang by yourself. I don't got no time to be in the same position. I got to play my cards right. I'm in a whole nother dimension trying to get to the bag, run up a check, and make sure me and my family live in the best, because I'm going to be that one to make that change, and the one on this earth that can take your boy place. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go ahead. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go crazy. Go take, go take, go take, go. Take, go, take, go, take, go, take, go. No, fuck it up. 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 Now go crazy. 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 Yee! Appreciate y'all once again. I go by the name of TOA. You feel me? The original artist. If you haven't already, if you fuck with the vibe, if you love what you saw, just pull your phone out and follow me on IG at TOA. You feel me? Yee!
Keep it going for TOA. That's TOA, everyone. Keep it going. I'm going to put on his jacket. TOA, you need your jacket, or should I keep it?
I do need that, but you can keep it if you want it as a souvenir.
Thank you so much. All right, you all ready? I'm going to switch into, oh, you want your jacket? Okay, let's go. Yeah, all right, here you go, here you go. Keep it one more time for TOA, everyone. So now I get to come here and say, on deck. On deck, we've got Ruby. Let's hear Ruby. Where's Ruby? On deck, we got Ruby. Yes, is that right? Why does Ruby look very concerned? You're on deck. You're not next. You're not next. You're on deck. You still got to go. You still go. Because we got our next. I threw everything off. It's not my fault. It's TOA's fault. All right. Okay. Second half. Let's go. Please, warm round of applause for our next poet, Alana. Welcome Alana to the stage.
Playing with toy guns as a young black kid never sat right with me. Maybe the idea of screaming, "Don't shoot," seemed too close to reality. The words roll off my tongue as if they had been said before, a former mind or conscious telling me to be unsure. The ancestors speak to me because they knew my soul before I was born. Playing with toy guns never felt fun. It felt like rehearsing a scene for a play that would one day come. Practice makes perfect. I will be the perfect martyr, so then maybe one day the next kid will be a little smarter, now knowing that the world we live in isn't safe for us. Who do you run to when these are the ones supposed to protect, but instead end up crouched over with their knees on our necks? They walk around the world with a state of carelessness because they believe their status can free them from consequence. Playing cops and robbers never seemed fun as the daughter of a black father. The idea of running from a badge, it felt like a memory of my past. You see, all these lives, I feel like they're connected to mine. We are the same because they see us that way. Every black person shot, I take on their pain every moment before I can feel our blood pour, every moment after I gasp as they take their last breath. Every time I tell their story, society is reminded of their death. So don't tell me that my voice carries too much anguish and attitude because I inherited it from a troubled father and a mother who experienced too much loss. And before that, my Black Panther grandmother and Cuban grandfather that cut off his mother tongue. This anguish and attitude runs deeper than any bullet buried into a body by a soulless gun. It's a feeling you could never understand unless you spent your life wondering if you'd be the next to die by a policeman's hands. I'm not King Kong, but I'll beat my chest like him because this anger transcends its emotional realm. You can't ask me to look at the state of the world and act as if all is well. If you won't hear my voice, then you must see my rage in the form of revolution and fire set ablaze. You won't ignore me and expect me to stay complacent. I will become a target because those who try to empower their communities always do. I learned that from Shakur Hampton and Marsha P. Don't try to liberate your people or they'll never set you free. Education is our freedom, something we have recognized but is unbeknownst to the masses because the revolution is never televised. Instead, we find our freedom lost in the pages of banned books where the government has let them fall between the cracks. Fahrenheit 451 used to be dystopian. Now I'm living through it. Steve Biko said, the most potent tool of the oppressors is the mind of the oppressed. Knowledge is our freedom, our power, and without it, they can control us. So I dedicate my life to learning and teaching our people. Make sure our weaponry is stocked and full so we're never left defenseless. I choose to learn my people. I choose to free my people.
Keep it going for Alana, everyone. All right, on deck, we've got Lola on deck. Lola on deck. But coming up next, please welcome Ruby.
I wake up in March and feel like the world remembered my name. And I smile at that. I wear it proud. Women's History Month. Say it slow. Let it bloom. We earned this. We stitched this into time with careful, defiant hands. This calls for a celebration. Little girls will raise their hands higher. Stories will finally step out of the shadows and into the light. I think of mothers and grandmothers and the way they carried whole worlds in their hands with silence. I look around. March is still quiet. No banners screaming across the sky, no parades shaking the streets, no urgency, no fire. And something inside me shifts because I've seen what celebration looks like when the world cares. I've seen months wrapped in noise and color, and here we are, half the population, half of history, half of every story told, boiled down to 31 days that's forgotten by the second. How many times has history forgotten to say she? How many inventions have lost their mothers' names? Do you know what that feels like? Do you know what it feels to inherit silence, to be told you come from greatness but shamed when you embrace it? When I think of women, I think of the ones who marched until their feet bled into the pavement. Not for a month, not for a mention, but for breath, for a voice. Harriet, Claudette, Marie, Frida, Susan, women who discovered, created, built, only to be erased like chalk under rain. And I'm supposed to celebrate that? With what?
An Instagram post? A discounted girl power t-shirt? Is that what this is worth? No. No, I'm done smiling politely because this isn't just our history. This didn't stop once we were given the right to vote. This is ongoing. There are classrooms where women are interrupted. The gender wage gap is $20,000 on the low end. I don't think you heard me. $20,000 on the low end. Epstein's victims are screaming at the top of their lungs and still being put on mute. Fake rape allegations are ruining men's lives. Motherfucker, not even real rape allegations are ruining men's lives. Women's leadership is being shut down because we can't handle pressure. We can't handle pressure. Bitch, our dendrites are thicker than your dick. So yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry there was a time we were treated like dogs. I'm angry there were hundreds of laws dictating our bodies. Guess how many of those are about men? This anger, it's not empty. It is full of every woman who refused to disappear, full of every girl who will refuse next, because even if this world forgets to celebrate us properly, we remember. We say the names louder. We tell the stories longer, carve them into a future with voices stronger than any hand pushing them down. So yes, I woke up happy. And maybe I still am, because joy doesn't fight, it is fragile. And mine is hurt.
People going for Ruby. All right, on deck. On deck, we've got Jamaica on deck. Please welcome to the stage your next poet, Lola.
Dear boys who refuse to eat women out, you are not men, you are boys. Dear boys, I see you. I know why you've never eaten pussy, because if you did it, you'd do it reluctantly. Selfishness dripping from every gap in your perfectly crooked and chauvinistic teeth, because you couldn't do it successfully. And boys can't handle criticism. Boys can't handle the fact successfully might require asking questions instead of pretending that men know the answers to everything. There are so many ways society indoctrinates misogyny into our systems, and it starts with the small details. They always make things harder for women. A stigma created around the word pussy because there's a stigma around our existence, our differences threatening societal implications. Dear girls who've been told your body was too gross to be worthy of reciprocation. Baby, I know your nails cost $90. I know they take 4 hours when you'll bite them off in a week. I know you take centuries to do your makeup because you get the eyeliner right on one eye and you can't match it. And who would rush perfection? And I know strangers will catcall you regardless of how you're dressed. I know that 1 in 3 women will experience sexual assault in their life. I know that his mother, who made you dinner and called your hair beautiful, will tell his principal he just isn't capable of something like that. I know that his teacher will say, you can't ruin a good man's life over an allegation. So why is it that when they make our lives hard enough to begin with, when they make our suffering 75 cents to $1, they can't just leave it at that? They have to make our bodies sound like a circus attraction, like a ride they are too good to stand in line for.
The patriarchy is not just reasserted in the calluses of his hands when he robs you of ownership of your skin. Not just reaffirmed when they ask if your skirt was above or below your knees. Not just perpetuated in the furrow of your teacher's eyebrow when he says, well, do you have any proof that you say he did what he did? Because the devil's in the small details. The devil's in the fact that they consider our strength such a threat they've managed to shame our bodies. And when they dare engage with it, it's like a pilot without training flying into our vaginas that they make out to be restricted airspace. I see you boys who won't eat women out. You are bystanders because your friend would never do something like that. You would never do something like that. But not being the problem doesn't mean you're not perpetuating it. Boys, you've never been a mother. Never got the call my mom or her mom's always waiting for. Never got the talk from his mom about being safe. You will never understand the generations of robbery our skin has experienced. But the least you could do is eat her out when she asks for it instead of when she didn't.
Keep it going for Lola. That's Lola, everyone. Keep it going for Lola. All right, on deck, we've got Isaiah. Isaiah on deck. But coming up next, keep that same energy going for your next poet, Jamaica.
Is it really this easy? I always thought the catch was worse than the effort displayed, but all I can think is if I was a string in your baggy jeans, there's nothing. Not an ounce of thought put in when you tie me in knots and I single-handedly hold you up. I didn't know I could simply transform to the very oxygen you breathe. Do you even wonder where I go when you exhale? Do you even wonder what I had to go through to leave your lungs? And suddenly I am your four walls, watching you sleep peacefully at night. While the harsh weather beats on my back, while the rain turns to ice and hardens on my shoulders, I remember before you even began the thought. I've always been the notes you jot down on a cheat sheet left behind, but it's so easy. That when I welcome you with open arms and realize I overstepped, when you've rubbed the remains of your journey on me as I lay on your doorstep. I became my hands clasped in devotion while you never even used your lips to form a prayer. Why would you need to ask for anything when I'm always there? I was the diaphragm tensing when you and your friends chuckled. I was the quick glance at every girl that was beautiful. I was the wilting roses on my desk, presents wrapped tightly woven miracles into my restraint. I was the Instagram likes on your post when posting myself was disrespectful. I was every girl you hung out with when casual conversations with guys sparked uncomfortability. I was the raging music at a party I could never go to. I was every single whisper that day when I heard from everyone but you. I was the steering wheel the night you took her home. You held on to me tighter than you ever did before I realized what this was turning into. I was the headphones playing you a comforting melody that night you suddenly couldn't pick up the phone. It was so easy. Easy. Like that overwhelming nausea in my stomach that Sunday morning when I realized that love should be easy. I was the bead so neatly into my dress. I was your silver tie the night you danced with another. I was the notification telling you unshared your location. I was the highlight that didn't exist when I stalked your page one last time. But it was so easy. Too easy. For how hard I loved you, I never knew that it really was that easy.
Keep it going for Jamaica, everyone. Keep it going for Jamaica. Okay, on deck, we've got Zoe Jung. Zoe, on deck. Wait. Holding. Something's happening. There's a black Toyota Highlander that's about to get towed outside. If you're the owner of a black Toyota Highlander, if you're the owner of a blue Toyota Highlander, they might not know. It's dark out. Someone's running out. I think someone ran out. It's in the loading dock. If you parked in the loading dock, but you were not loading or unloading, please go and get your black. All right. I saw a few people leaving. Hopefully one of them owns a Toyota Highlander. If not, I'll take it. Do they have the keys? All right. I'm completely confused. Zoe's on deck. Great. Are you ready for your next poet? Make it as loud as you can for Isaiah.
To all the white boys who say the N-word, you know better. I can see it in your unsent messages, clammy fingers, disintegrating thoughts. I can hear it in your laugh. You always laugh downwards, like you don't want anyone to see you. Like you fucking know better. Like you aren't willing to lose friends over this. Why are you willing to lose friends over this? Why are you eager to dive mouth first into America? Acting like this has never killed anyone. Acting like our families have never killed anyone. We are born of death. There is death everywhere. There are bodies beneath our houses. There is genocide on your tongue, and you are laughing. And your friends are laughing. And do I have to tell you again that you know better? I've talked to you. You've said, I agree. You've said, I know it's bad. Said, you know me. Said, you know I'm not like that. And it's true. I've met your parents. They would be ashamed. They would be terrified that they don't know you. You would tell them, I'm not like that, and you would have no proof. Because you've reduced yourself to skin. Was it worth it? I look at you and see the headlines you ignore. I look through you and see blood. I shouldn't even be speaking to you. To all the white boys in the group chats with the white boys who say the N-word, I hope you weren't laughing. I hope you weren't clapping. You are no better. You are sometimes worse. The only real difference is that you are quieter. The only real thing you ever claim is silence. You are dried blood at best, and I know because I've been you. I've weakened myself for friendship. I've told myself they'll grow out of it. I've told myself they'll learn eventually. Eventually is too late. To all the white boys in the group chats with the white boys who say the N-word, make them learn now. Youth is not an alibi. We all fucking know better. This is your responsibility. This is your responsibility. You could make everybody here proud. And isn't it funny how everybody here is proud? And aren't you ashamed that the bare minimum is an accomplishment? And aren't you embarrassed that I even have to say this? And aren't you humiliated that you are all anyone expects?
Keep it going for Isaiah. That's Isaiah. What did I tell you? The best youth poets in the Bay. And I feel bad because Isaiah said I might need some help with the microphone because he didn't want to stoop down. Isaiah, you didn't need any help. You stood tall. Good job. All right, on deck we've got Zamira. Zamira, on deck. Zamira, there. Oh, no. Zamira looked like, wait, what? Yeah, no, you're going to perform soon. Please give it up for your next poet, Zoe Jung.
What does it mean that I am the first person in my family who is not suicidal, and I still say I want to kill myself? What does it mean to claim death with no intention of keeping it? It's so easy to reach for, to sound the syllables of, to make blood the language we find ourselves spoken in. I'd rather die. Man, you're killing me here. You know, I think if I shot myself, I would do it in front of you just to see the look on your face. That was so good. I can go kill myself now. But I don't want to kill myself. So instead, I bite through the phrase and point it somewhere else. I'm gonna kill you. Who says that? Who metabolizes the frame of the grave and turns it inside out? Bitch, kill yourself. I'm gonna kill you. Get over here. In November, my friend tells me not to be mad. Says they were planning to die on Halloween, but they got scared. So they're still here. I don't want to kill myself. But what if I did? Knife child making contingencies, sobbing in the dark at 15, wanting to know I could get past the ribs if I had to. If death sat easier on the tongue than suffering, take up the family inheritance of slamming my body into its end, of taking circumstances as final. I wonder how many of us died in the Great Depression. I wonder how much of that was just a lack of imagination. What makes a gunshot taste better than water? I don't want to kill myself, but what if I did? Said, let's go together. Closed my eyes to the patchwork jumble of the future, left the blackberries to rot in the fridge. What if I let the world squeeze me out? If I took a step back, what if I claimed death and meant it? Would I see more ghosts? Would I still say it out loud? Does death need to leave the mouth if you've already invited it inside? You know, they say speaking the words makes them truer. At what point does repetition mean something has captivated you, compelled you past your refusal? At what point does death land in the vocal cords? At what point does all of this collapse into a figure in the bathroom, standing on the ledge, my great-grandfather loading his gun for the last time? Time folds around the hands on the trigger, the knife, the windowsill, the doorknob, hands on the throat, the bottle, the pen, hands on the keypad to call home. At what point does the language we make ourselves in render down to the self? When the water runs out? When our words become flesh, become blood, and spill out our throats like coins onto pavement, and we can no longer speak?
Keep it going for Zoe. That's Zoe. All right. On deck, we've got Anika. Anika on deck. Anika, where you at? There's Anika. She's on deck. But coming up next, you ready? Please give it up for Zamira, everyone.
I did not learn to hate my skin, but others tried to teach me, though. They tried early with looks that lingered too long, with jokes that were never really jokes, with words that landed harder than they pretended to be. I've always felt at home in my skin, though. Not the kind of home you visit, but the kind with the foundation set deep, roots tangled with memories, walls that have never questioned whether I belong in them. There is a language between my skin and the sun. It is not loud, but it is constant. When light reaches me, it does not pass over. It settles, it studies, it rests like it has found exactly what it is looking for. And in that moment, I am not seen. I am understood. Warmth gathers on my shoulder, gold unfolds across my arms, and suddenly I am more than a body standing in daylight. I am illuminated from within. And still, somehow, people look at me and see different. It was the jokes first. Boys with the same skin as mine looked at me and decided I was the easiest target. Too dark, too black, too much. They reached for names like it was simple, bronze, mahogany, copper, espresso, cacao. As if I could be reduced to something poured, something stirred, something served. But I have never been a mixture. My skin shifts with the light, deepens with the day. My skin holds stories in places their words can never reach. My skin carries time differently. It remembers things I was never there to witness. Hands that worked without rest, feet that kept marching, voices that refused to be silent. History buzzes underneath my skin, but so do the voices that try to make me smaller. And it hurts knowing that those voices don't always come from strangers, but from the people standing beside you who share your shade, your feature, your inheritance, and still end up feeling like they have turned away from you. We stand under the same sun, yet when you look at me, you only see darkness. I have been told in both ways, quiet and sharp, that I am too much of something the world does not fully want. Colorism teaches people to measure worth in shades, to rank, to compare, to divide. Because lighter is always softer, prettier, lighter is chosen. And darker is something to fix. Darker is something to joke about. Darker is something that I should apologize for. They called me names like Harriet Tubman, Claudetta Colvin, and Angela Davis, as if courage was something to be laughed at, as if our history was a joke. I'm not a joke. I'm not a joke. I come from people who were denied the right to be seen and still found a way to leave marks that could not be erased. I come from a strength that was never meant to be silent, from resilience that did not ask for recognition but earned it anyways. There is nothing accidental about me. Not the shade of my skin, not the way I hold light, not the presence I carry when I walk into a room. What lives in me is not something I can separate from. It is an inheritance. It is proof. It is continuation. And even when I'm misunderstood, my skin does not lessen. It won't become anything less than it already has been. And I've learned to bask in it fully, to let my skin speak without interruption, to let it exist without needing to defend itself. Against people who have forgotten to recognize their own beauty when they see it reflected at them. I am not what people call me. I am not the limit someone else tried to place around me. My skin is something placed beyond definition, shaped by time and strengthened by history and carried forward. My presence will not be reduced to a single word. Because no matter how many times the world will look at me and try to see less, I will remain everything it refuses to acknowledge. Uncontained, unsoftened, unhidden. Because I love my beautiful black skin.
Keep it going for Zamira. Keep it going for Zamira, everyone. All right, on deck, we've got Julie. Julie on deck. There you are. Coming up to the stage, please, warm round of applause for our next poet, Anika.
She was taught to garden young, tiny hands cradling seeds like promises she hadn't made yet. They gave her gloves with lace on their wrists and told her to dig gently. Don't disturb the soil too much, they said. It remembers. She watered daily, sunlight and patience, that's all it took, they told her, and obedience, and a smile, even when the thorns stung. She learned to tell weeds from flowers even when they looked the same, learned how to prune herself quietly, to bend with the wind, to bloom when asked. She kept her garden pretty. Then one day she walks into the garden, still wearing the bows they taught her to tie, still thinking a closed gate means no one comes in, but he steps through it without knocking. Boots crushing poppies, hands muddy, smile sharp. He says he's there to tend to you. Says girls like you need help blooming. He spits out syrupy compliments like sweets, but she never knew that sugar could be sour. And when it's over, and the petals are bruised, and the roots are trembling, she blames herself for the way she grew. She kneels in the dirt, hiding the wreckage with frantic planting. Maybe if she works fast enough, no one will notice what he buried, but years pass, and the shame doesn't rot away, it grows. Twisting itself around her ribs, flowering behind her eyes until she forgets what it felt like to be in touch, until she starts telling the story like it happened to someone else. She was only 15. She should have known better. She wore too much pink. She let him in, but it wasn't she. It was me. He called me pretty and pink. He stepped into my garden and stole everything gentle from the soil. Almost 4 years later, I still flinch when hands reach too fast, still rake when I smell the memory of his cologne in the crowd. There are nights when I wake up choking on the soil in my throat, that when I scrub myself raw, try to unplant what he left behind. I've memorized every inch of this garden, and it still doesn't feel like home. And I hate how his roots are still inside, how I hesitate outside school bathrooms, how I mask my scars with practiced smiles, how it took me a year to breathe properly while looking at pink too before I learned to love it as my favorite color again. And people tell me I'm strong, tell me I've grown, tell me I made something beautiful from what he did, but they don't see that I don't just sit in the dirt, I don't lie in the grass, I still check the gate 4 times before I sleep. They don't see when someone calls me pretty, my body goes still like a garden mid-frost, bracing for something it can't stop, because healing doesn't look like spring. It looks like soil that still clings to blood. It looks like lungs full of dirt. I can't cough up a body that feels like a crime scene. It looks like me. Tending to a garden where every bloom remembers his name. But I am healing. By still breathing. By still growing. By building a garden he will never enter again.
Keep it going for Anika, everyone. On deck, we have Hope. Hope on deck. Coming up to the stage, please welcome your next poet. It's Julie.
They keep trying to name us. First it was discovered, then it was territory, then it was commonwealth, a word that tastes like permission you have to ask for. Now it is a floating pile of garbage. Say it again. Garbage, a joke thrown from a rally stage, amplified by speakers taller than our palm trees, laughed at by people who have never sweated through an August without sweating. But understand something. Garbage is what you throw away, and you have been trying to throw us away for 500 years. You threw chains across the Atlantic and expected us to drown in them. You threw bombs at Vieques and called craters practice. You threw paper towels into a crowd after Hurricane Maria and called it aid. You throw the word citizen at us like it is whole, but it comes cracked. We are American enough to fight your wars, not American enough to vote for the men who decide if our lights turn back on, and still, you call us garbage. Tell me, what landfill glows like the water in Mosquito Bay? What trash canopy breathes like El Yunque National Forest? What debris invents reggaeton and makes a whole planet move? El sol es taíno, la capital de perreo, ahora todos quieren ser latinos. You love us when we export rhythm, when your playlist needs spice, when Spanish sounds better over bass. But when the grid collapses, when hospitals run on generators, when abuelas count insulin units like Rosario beads, suddenly we're too far, too expensive, too much? You want the beach without the people, the culture without the colony, the accent without the history. You want the famine. Oh, wait. You want the flavor, not the famine that shaped it. Let me correct you. We are not floating. We are anchored. Anchored by Taino names you tried to bleach out. Anchored by African drums that survive the hull. Anchored by mothers who can stretch arroz into prophecy. Anchored by fathers who fix broken wiring like they are rewiring fate. We do not drift, we endure impact. Every empire that planted a flag here eventually learned that we do not kneel, it absorbs. Storms hit us and we become architecture. Blackouts swallow us and we become constellations. Mock us and we become microphones. Call us garbage again, I dare you, because trash rots and we compost. We turn pressure into protest, debt into diaspora, silence into sound. We are what refuses erasure. We are what outlives the insults, and if we are floating, it is not as debris, it is as a buoy, a warning, a bright green fist rising from blue water, still here, still loud, still impossible to throw away.
Keep it going for Julie. Keep it going for Julie. All right, on deck, our final poet of the night on deck is Mia. Where's Mia? She's on deck. You ready? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to have our final two poets, and then we are going to have all the poets come up on stage. We'll give them their points. We'll do the top 10. We'll do a whole thing. We'll take a picture, and then we'll send you all off on your merry ways. Does that sound good? Does that sound like a good plan? How amazing have these poets been so far? How great have the poets been? All right, give it up for your penultimate poet. It's Hope.
Ghetto is a word you do not get to use if you're a wannabe black girl. And it doesn't matter how many boho braids you get. If you're willing to take down my people on the account of being Jewish, ghetto is not a word you get to use. And if you're a judge, you do not get to judge me by my roots, because my roots is power, and power is the tongue. I may not make it past tonight, based off what I say. But power is the tongue, so you're going to listen to Hope Revelations chapter, open your eyes and look around. Not everything is about you. See, I come to realize people don't care unless it's them. So when you see me advocating for other people, you may not understand. If I say fuck ICE, you'd be like, what does she care? She's not one of them. And if I say free Palestine, you look at me in shock, and I will reply, Allah Akbar, God is greater. There is no such thing as them. We are all on the same team. So if you missed my first poem and let it go over your head, I'm going to say it again. We are the blueprints that make up their red, white, and blue. All skin folk and kinfolk. So that we I'm talking about is my ancestors that's for us, with us, and forever by us. My ancestors are guiding me through this poem. It's like a freestyle coming off my dome. I'm this generation's newest Black Panther. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then it sounds like a you problem. That's what comes with ignorance. Educate yourself. Listen to the kids you say is the future. You can't be youth speaks without letting the youth speak. Not about anime, but the man-made laws that are forcing us to... Not about anime, but the man-made laws that are forcing us to play a game we were never meant to win. This is where we win. So Tate, I want you to shine brighter than the morning star. Remember, anybody hating on your halo is irrelevant. I may not make it past tonight, based off what I say, but my name is Hope Johnson, and power is the tongue, and my tongue is my word, Ashe.
Keep it going for Hope. All right, your final poet of the night. Your final poet of the night. Keep that energy, keep that volume. Give it up for Mia.
What is the cost of being the blueprint? Is it making us bleach our skin while bottles of tanning spray is in your bathroom? Is it telling us to straighten our hair, but the second you see the little bits of wave pattern, you scrunch and scrunch? Or is it telling us we need to speak professional, but you try to learn our slang? Or is it when you tell us our edges are ghetto, but you use your bangs as baby hairs? See, you love the painting, but not the artist. Shoot, only if the painting is trending. See, we created, we built, we painted, we crafted through struggle, and you took it. That is the cost of being the blueprint. They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but I don't see nothing sincere about turning our struggles into trends and our wounds into something they can try to comprehend. When you try to pretend you care, but you can barely even do your share, it's calling us angry because power sounds loud when you're used to silence. It's, would you be offended if I wear braids? It's really not that bad. It's the way we exist gets labeled too much until it's separated from us, until it's safe enough to be appreciated without the burden of our bodies being attached to it. It's, I just bought this amazing eye cream for my wrinkles, but we all know black don't crack. It's you telling me your favorite genre is hip hop. When I asked you to name an artist, the only one you can name was Tupac. I bet you feel uncomfortable because this truth ain't seasoned for your comfort. Because when the white students in my class learn what the word impression means, it's, oh my goodness, I'm oppressed too. But I think they meant to say oppressor. It's the quiet truth that so much of what is celebrated now had to survive being criticized. See, I adore being a black woman. My divine complexion, my graceful curls, my confidence out of criticism, my ability to speak truth and to succeed when everyone told me it wasn't possible. Because being a black woman isn't just surviving, it's designing. It's hearing my friend's bangles as she walks in a room, or the smell of shea moisture on wash day. It's my big hoops pulling down my earlobes. It's listening to Mac Dre, SZA, Outkast, Lotto, and Rihanna, and being able to say every N-word in the song. It's through all the stereotypes and racist jokes, being able to celebrate our wins in culture, because we are the inventors to your inventions, the rhythm before it hit the radio, the braids before it brought your $1 million runway, the rap before your Poetry 10. See, I'm not the remix, not the version 2. I'm not the inspired by or the credit due. No. I am the draft you traced in pencil, then erased my name from, but ink don't forget, history don't stutter, and neither do I, because how you gonna ask for something new when your whole aesthetic is deja vu? See,
See, they copy the style but forget the story, and whether you face it or not, everything you admire traces back to a foundation that looks like me. By the time you learn it, we've already evolved it. That's the difference between copying culture and being it. See, when I flash my grills, don't forget they represent pop culture, and when I flaunt my cornrows, don't forget they were used for maps and slavery. We embody greatness and greatness and greatness and greatness because Black women are history in motion. I am the blueprint, something you will never be.
Keep it going for Mia. Keep it going for Mia, everyone. Woo! What did I tell you, DJ? The 21 best youth poets in the Bay. Let's hear it one more time for all of our poets. All of them. All of our poets who came on stage tonight, anyone who came on stage tonight, come on back up here. Every one of them. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for Simi, for Jaden, Zoe, Dawn, Beckett, Sahana, Aylin, Zosha, Ayana, May, Alana, Ruby, Lola, Hameka, Isaiah, Zoe, Jung, Zamira, Anika, Julie, Hope, and Mia. All right, Vanya. Now it's on you, Vanya.
Oh my God, wow. Crazy, this was crazy. Please, can we give it up so much for the bravery, the courage, the love, the truth. I look at y'all on this stage, and I know that the world is in good hands. Y'all are so inspiring, my God. All right. Yes, if all the poets could get comfortable on the stage. 1 second, please. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank y'all for your grace. Okay. So, before we get into all of the score calculation things, I want y'all to remember that you have your poet huddle after this. I hope that you are all feeling so proud of yourselves. I hope that you come away from this with new friends, rejoicing with your old friends, and that this can always be a moment that you look back to in your life and remember that you were powerful. Yes. So now I'm going to read our top scoring poets from the bout, from lowest to highest. And if I say your name, please step forward, okay? And cheer for each other because we're cheering for everyone here, okay? Can we get some more love, some more love. All right, moving on to finals. We have Julie. Step forward. We have Alana. We have Hope. We have Aylin. We have Sahana. We have Dawn. We have Zosha. We got Isaiah. We have Mia. We have Zoe Jung. And our top scoring poet of the night is Anika. Give it up for everybody that touched the stage. Y'all are so fabulous. If everyone could stay on the stage for a quick photo. Goddamn. We are so fortunate to witness, and this is an example. The next generation speaks for itself. Thank y'all for coming tonight.
While they're getting their photo taken, they're going to get their photo taken. I just want to remind you of a couple of things. The donation lines are still open. If you want to support these kids and other youth like them, donate. If you make a $1,000 donation, you can be in this picture right now. Just let me know. We'll put you up on stage. Ongoing programs are after-school workshops. First and third Wednesdays in Oakland. Second and fourth Wednesdays in San Francisco. Give it up one more time for our poets, everyone.